For the last several sessions, I've been talking about church sizes and pastor mindsets. And by that, I mean that we're talking about the 5 different kinds of churches that are out there anywhere you go, and how a pastor needs to be thinking about his role as he leads the church. This is not about health, because size doesn't indicate health. Health is about what the Spirit is doing within the church, and people can be very healthy, and a church can be very healthy and be small. It can be large and be healthy and have an impact. But the thing that you want to think about as a pastor is, what should I be thinking about to guide this church if I believe that it could have a greater impact? And we talked about the family-sized church, and I talked about the single-cell church, where the pastor is the connection point for everybody, and how you have to think differently and encourage them to become or raise up shepherds, And I also talked about the multi-cell church, where the shepherding program is going really well and people are connecting with everybody so that the pastor can be the leader. And this represents the majority of the churches in America. But I'm going to talk about the large church today. The large church is the church that probably is 5% of the churches in America, and it runs anywhere from 350 to 900 people. And this is a church that has developed programs that are drawing people in. They're coming in droves because they're connecting with the programs and they're getting benefit. But it's still, in one sense of the word, a single congregation. Even though you might have multiple services, people know each other from service to service. And so this is still a very good place to be. It's not overwhelming. What should you as a pastor be thinking about if you believe that this church could have a greater impact for the kingdom? Well, the first thing that you have to think about is your own personal ego. Am I capable of not just having leaders around me, but can I raise up partners? Because the next phase of growth is moving from a large church to a decentralized church. And a decentralized church has multiple congregations. It means that you may have multi-sites. You may have congregations that don't bleed over from one service to the other, that they are totally separate, and you have to develop a program for them that is different for each one. Maybe one's a millennial program, maybe one's an old-timers program, or maybe you have a Latino service and you have a Haitian service and maybe a Filipino service and an Anglo service. It could be that you have a conglomerate of different kinds of services in a decentralized church. To go from a large church to a decentralized church, you as the pastor say, I need to have partners. I need to have equal partners. And these partners, I have to trust them. And so I've got to develop that sense of freedom here, that I'm not threatened by having these kinds of partners in my life, that I'm not going to get displaced and kicked out because I no longer matter here. The other thing that you have to think about is you have to think about how decisions are made in your church. The larger a church gets, the faster decisions need to be made. You can't just sit on them for weeks and weeks. We need to make a decision today. Many decisions take place every day in a large church, especially that's true of a decentralized church. And so from here on, you have to help the church transition from having a lay-led decision-making body to a staff-led decision-making body. This is going to be a great challenge, and that's last thing I just said is the one reason why large churches never move into decentralized size.